Major improvements on tap for the police. An East End family in a frantic search for a missing loved one. And a big job fair coming to Grand Bahama.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, the Minister of National Security says infrastructural upgrade is on the drawing board for the local police departments. The minister addressing those concerns and giving an update on the new fire station while on Grand Bahama this week. The Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, assuring law enforcement officers that improved infrastructure is on the way. He says he's acutely aware of the inferior working conditions that many have had to deal with for far too long.
West End comes to mind. I have seen pictures of the infrastructure of the West End police station and seen firsthand on our visit after coming to office. We cannot expect you to give of your best when we fail to acknowledge and fix the substandard working environment in which you work. Let me assure each of you that we are going to rectify these issues and put our money where our mouth is. We are taking corrective steps to have your dilapidated stations and other buildings that you occupied completely renovated. And that holds true also for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force and Her Majesty's Correction Services.
While on Grand Bahama, the minister visited the police and fire station, which is yet to be opened. He says there are one or two things that still have to be addressed, but the fire station will be officially opened soon.
Those should be addressed shortly, but that's not stopping us from moving ahead with the acquisition of the furniture. And so that's where we are right now. And so we're hoping within a few months, as long as it will take us to get the furniture. Same thing with our building, the National Security Building in Nassau. So hopefully we should have that building open shortly, and it should be a major addition to the island of Grand Bahama. It's certainly the best police and fire station in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The minister adding that improved technology is on the way for all law enforcement agencies as well.
We are working with global industry leaders in such areas as improved CCTV technology, analytics, facial recognition capabilities, license plate recognition, artificial intelligence, gunshot detection, cyber, drones, radar technology, just to mention a few.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General is addressing a number of issues, including some of the challenges facing the judicial system here on Grand Bahama. Italia Hall has that story.
The Garnet Lavarity Justice Center officially opened in 1994 in Grand Bahama, but in recent years it has fallen into a state of disrepair. Local attorneys and residents have spoke out against the deteriorating conditions, and to date not much has changed. But Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel says recently a contract was approved for mold remediation at the Justice Center.
Repairs are ongoing and we'll try and expedite them throughout the course of this year. So after we get the mold remediated and out of the way, get the roof fixed and everything else done. We're trying to do what we can do in this budget cycle. We may need to have to appropriate some more money in the next budget year to get the job done.
And as it relates to the backlog of cases, he says he and his team are working to reduce that backlog.
It's inescapable that you're going to have a backlog. If you have 100 and plus murders a year and you can try maybe 70 cases, you're always going to have something left over. The intent is to set up a backlog court in Nassau to expedite that and have a court focused to dealing with legacy cases. And hopefully in that way we will reduce the backlog to an irreducible minimum.
The Attorney General says there will also be amendments made to the immigration laws that is expected to fix a few issues of concern.
Increased sentences for harboring in other matters to clarify the process used when suspected illegal immigrants are apprehended and how they are dealt with, and how particularly constitutional claims or claims to constitutional status are to be dealt with by the court.
Bethel says soon a legal requirement will be put in place for all employers.
Meaning to have evidence of his immigration status on hand, available for inspection at his head offices. We think this is very important. You don't have illegal immigration if you don't have jobs. And so we think that once we can begin to nip at the draw for economic migrants, it will have a positive impact.
It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
An East Grand's Bahama family coming together this evening with a desperate appeal. A loved one has been missing for over 2 weeks now, and they are appealing for help.
52-year-old McDonald Cooper of High Rock has been missing since January 2nd, and his family is in desperate need of answers. His brother Jason Cooper says it is extremely stressful not knowing what has happened to his brother.
Tuesday morning sometime, around 7 o'clock, he went out in the boat sometime around 1 o'clock, and after that, no avail. He never returned back from the fishing trip. It's in eastern High Rock, right off Bishop Beach Club there, like 50 feet off, a regular fishing trip, 50 feet off. He just went out to pick up a fishing pot, and no, never returned.
Cooper says that his brother went out into the boat often, and the routine trip should have been short and business as usual. Inez Smith says that her brother McDonald is a very loving and kind person, and she is praying for his safe return.
He is a person that anybody he meet, he greet them well. Everyone love him, and he is a kind-hearted person, and we miss him. And we hope that he will return soon with God's help.
The family members say they are thankful to the authorities for their timely response in searching for McDonald Cooper, but they haven't had much success. Though nothing has been found, they are pleading to the boating community to keep an eye out for their loved one and to bring forth any information they may have.
If there is something that is going on that we need to know about, we'd like to hear it, whether it's on land or sea, because we figure by now, from the location where he should have went fishing, we should have seen something in the area, but nothing has been found. Any information would be much appreciated.
My name is Jason Cooper. My phone number is 553-2310. Inez Cooper is a sister also, and you can always contact with 553-5338. If you have any information, we'd like to hear from you, please.
The Ministry of Labor bringing its newest employment initiative to Grand Bahama. Cognizant of the high rate of unemployment on the island, the ministry is hoping to bring some job opportunities for residents.
The Labor on the Blocks initiative coming to Grand Bahama this February. It is a program that brings job opportunities out of the four walls of the Labor Department. Minister of Labor, the Honorable Dion Folks, encouraging all Grand Bahamians to come out to the event and take advantage of the convenience of having several companies in one location willing to hire persons on the spot.
On February the 17th, a date and a time and place to be announced later, we will have a job fair where we are inviting all Grand Bahamians who are seeking a job to come on out to be interviewed. We anticipate we'll have over 15 companies there, namely from the industrial side of Freeport and from the manufacturing side. We will also do a hospitality job fair in March.
Minister Folks says that the Labor on the Blocks program has already produced positive results in the nation's capital. Not only will it provide immediate jobs, but a database will be compiled to assist persons when more jobs become available.
Normally, a person will come up to the Department of Labor here in Freeport. They'll register and become part of our database. But we have found that a lot of people are hesitant to come into the office. So we're actually going into the neighborhoods and interviewing especially young people and getting them into our database. You'll be registered on our database at the Department of Labor here in Freeport. So whenever companies call asking for persons to be interviewed, we'll be able to refer you for a job.
The minister admits that while he cannot give exact numbers on the unemployment rate on Grand Bahama, he does believe that it is the highest in the country. He says he wants to assure residents that the government is doing all that it can to bring relief to this island.
I want you to listen to the Prime Minister in his New Year's address, which will be in a few days. A lot of good news is in there for Grand Bahama, and I would encourage all Grand Bahamians to tune into the Prime Minister. I think it's towards the end of the month. He will be making some important announcements for Grand Bahama.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues in just a moment.